Offended with Joe and Tim.
Hi, Joe.
Hello there, Tim.
How's it going today?
It is a random episode for us. We were going to decide on whether we were going to call it or not from being close or far from the end of the season, and Tim was like, just fuck it. So I was like, okay,
no,
fine.
The season goes and
until it just ends
whenever
abruptly.
we say it, or it starts whenever we want.
Okay.
I mean, that's the fun of being your own producers and hosts and distributors and guests
and everything
writers,
in between, writers,
fluffers,
legal counsel, promoters. Okay.
What I want to know, Joe, is how fast are you on the button?
Because which button? Whose button?
How
Where?
fast are you on the button?
I've got 10 fingers.
Because it is the VR minute.
Oh, holy shit! What? Why? Why are you introducing
a VR minute?
Holy, wait a second. I feel like this is a trap. The lasers are shooting it from every direction. I don't know what to do.
They sure are. Apparently, Apple is developing
a virtual reality
headset.
Apple minute.
I got a double minute. And the episode now. What's
There's nothing else left.
There's nothing else. I got the rare double whammy of if only they're developing in Australia.
Oh God! It's going to combine everything.
If only they were beta testing in Australia, I would have had the rare VR
the triple
Apple
threat.
Australia minute, the full Joe as we call it in the podcasting business, the full Joe.
Okay, what the hell did you do in a VR set? I'm scared.
No, I found an article saying that Apple is developing a virtual reality headset.
Ooh, I didn't see this coming.
Yeah.
Interesting. So they're going to go head to head with Facebook. That's a tough. That's two very big companies going head to head. That could be dangerous.
Yeah. The headset will serve largely as a VR device similar to Sony's PlayStation VR and Oculus, but offer limited AR features. So it's going to be a VR with AR features. I guess AR is augmented reality for my listeners.
Yes.
And the report says the headset will serve as a high-end niche product that will prepare outside developers and consumers for its eventual more mainstream AR glasses. So apparently they did not learn.
Jesus
they did not learn the mistake of Google Glass.
This is a financial failing minute. Wait, did they partner with Quibi? Can you only watch Quibi with it?
Oh, I have a Quibi story. Should I go right into that?
Go into your Quibi story.
I have a Quibi. Are we done with the AR minute?
Follow these stupid companies.
Yeah, apparently Quibi, all their programming has been sold to Roku.
Oh, well, that's what they should have done in the first place. Yeah, I think we talked about that. Yeah, it was the smarter platform for them. Oh man. Why would they do Google Glass? I don't understand. They're still trying to do that. It didn't sell at all. Like 40 YouTubers bought it just to make YouTube videos. I don't know.
Well, apparently, Quibi, nobody wanted to watch it, but all of the shows, they even have shows that haven't been released yet.
Hundreds of millions of dollars.
And apparently, they're actually really high end, really popular actors and really well
they're
done.
all names. So
they're going to release them for free. On
oh my God! Wait a second. Yeah. So all those assholes who paid the Quibi fees for the first year, they just got ripped off.
There weren't as many assholes, I guess, as they thought there were going to be.
There was but you're still getting fucked. That's like buying, Netflix for an entire year and then realizing that now Netflix is free with no ads. Yeah, no, they fucked it. Well,
yeah. So that's our So there's nothing else in the VR minute. Are you excited for the Apple? I just can't believe they're still trying to go with augmented
reality. That's what I said. I can't believe that they're still trying to do the Google Glass thing when clearly that failed. 8 years ago, 10 years ago? How old am I? Where am I? I don't even know. We all know that I have a 4-year circle of memory, and past that 4 years, I'm reborn. Listen back to previous episodes to understand. I think it's subscribe.
I just want to say, I think it's really funny that within one season, Quibi,
everything failed,
died, and then it's been reborn in a new in a new format.
Platform.
It's really it's just weird, how things go full circle like that.
Yeah.
Where it It was like, this is a terrible idea. And then like, oh, this is no longer an idea. And then it's like, oh, this is what the idea should have been in the first place. Just having your content like
it was our idea,
people.
actually. I think they listen to the show. I think it's validation that we have people listening.
Oh, maybe they'll send us if you have access to Quibi's to bank accounts, send money to Angry Hate Mail, PayPal us, Venmo us, Venmo us at Angry Hate Mail.
No, don't actually say that because someone probably has that. We don't own that. We don't own that. Yeah, someone could own that.
Oh, okay. Wait, so don't send some random person.
No, don't send some random person. Send us an email at angryhatemail@gmail.com, and then we will tell you where to give the money.
Where to send the money to.
Yeah.
We'll give you Joe's home address. You can come and drop off cash only.
In large cash wads wrapped in rubber bands and non-sequential bills.
Do they make sequential bills? Where would you get the sequential bills from? Directly from the Treasury?
I think sequential bills come from whatever the delivery is.
Like the Treasury. It's got to be the mint, delivery. The U.S. Mint. Like they make all the sequential bills in a row. So I guess like...
But like, I don't understand. How does it get unsequential? What is the right word?
Well, because like if you went if you went to like Citibank, if you went to like Citibank and got money out, they would be non-sequential bills because it's just random, like whatever the $100 bills in the drawer.
Yeah, but usually they have like a stack. Like when I ask for a lot of money at a bank, it actually comes bundled. It comes wrapped in a 10 grand or a 1 grand.
Whoa, big spender.
Yeah,
so cashing out some of that podcast ad money. Clearly.
Oh fuck yeah. We're living the high life right now.
We're
coming for Joe Rogan and
Michelle Obama.
Michelle Obama.
I haven't really heard much about her podcast actually since it was.
You know why?
Since it was launched,
she didn't do what we did. She went and just showed up and didn't give good content. We provide good content. That's why you haven't heard about her. Speaking of good content.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah,
fine. That's the segue that our audiences demand. Although, please, Joe. To be fair, the VR Apple Minute into the Quibi might be the greatest,
best segue ever.
Yeah.
Well, I might have two things tied into one. We're still in the Apple Minute. Okay, we're in the Apple Minute again. there it is. I discovered something. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't actually remember. Did we talk about the fake eye contact yet on the show?
Yes.
On the show.
We talked about how, the autocorrect eye contact.
Yes. So
most recently.
Yes. Okay. So with that, I was like thinking of like all the augmented reality things that are out there now. And I'm thinking, I was like, well, because I discovered this, like randomly, this wasn't something that I was aware of, and it was doing it to me. I'm trying to now wonder what else is augmented in the life, in our lives that we don't know, like
boobs.
Well, yes. I mean, that is the old school augmented reality. That's the augmented. My teeth are augmented reality. Okay, You know what? Everything is augmented reality.
Did they? Correct me if I'm wrong. Now I'm in doubt, so I wouldn't have to worry about this.
Okay.
But to my knowledge, there's still no way to make a penis bigger, is there?
Well, that's what we talked about. That's what we talked about.
You are my resident penis expert.
Yeah, I've always been. It's the penile correction is something that
not even correction. I'm talking about augmentation.
Yeah, but I would say this. I would say that the only way would be for our Be Offended Radio app to have augmented reality for penises. And that's what we talked about last time is we need to just augment the size of the penis and you can catfish.
So when Apple comes out with their augmented reality glasses, we need to develop an app.
Yes.
That when if you look at a penis through the app,
it's like giant. It's like a lightsaber and it's just like,
no, not like noise. Scary big. Not scary big, like satisfyingly big.
Satisfyingly big? I don't know. There's a fine line between satisfyingly big and scary big to some women. I don't know who they are.
When you get anywhere near that line, you give me a call.
That might give them a heart attack. And
Oh, the
Speaking
heart attack minute. Here we
go.
Joe's been exercising again.
So I've been thinking about these things, like, and every episode I've brought up a topic, or at least one thing about what, like, the pandemic has ruined in terms of, like, people's lives and fun and just family and everything, and what things went away. I talked about the mattress sales and, like, all these weird things that got affected, ventriloquism.
I think that's people gonna miss the most, the mattress sales.
Yeah. So I thought about, like, people getting into, like, situations where others are in trouble and need CPR. I really think a lot of people have probably died because there were some people who were like, no, I'm not going to give that person CPR. Because even if you have the CPR, like, mouth cover thing, there's still, like, you know, the air is still coming back out of the lungs and whatnot when you're breathing for them.
So as someone who is formerly and for a long time trained in CPR, the masks do have a one-way valve that prevents the air from coming back in. Yeah, that's a one-way valve. That's why you wear the little mask. I have a cheap mask,
apparently, because mine it goes both ways. Like many things. I'm aware.
It has a one-way valve because the thing was like that there was a problem with, like, you know, like AIDS and stuff. Like the latest pandemic isn't like the first contagious disease. So they did originally there was no mask, so they created the mask with a one-way valve. But I do think people are probably reluctant to do mouth to mouth.
Well, just regular mouth to mouth. Yeah, it was usually when you know, cops
reminds me. I guess Shea Stadium was still open, so it was probably. I mean, I was far enough into lifeguarding where I was CPR trained, but still going to the med games with my dad. To me, I was like 16 or 17. And a guy had a heart attack, we were like in the upper deck at Shea Stadium, but like the lower part of the upper deck. So we were like 2 seats away from like the entrance, you know, so like at Shea Stadium, you came in and then there was like 6 or 8 rows lower and then the entire upper deck behind you. So a guy had a heart attack like 4 feet away from us. And my dad just looked at me. He's just, no. And he just, cause I was CPR trained. I was probably a lifeguard, maybe. Like I probably just passed the CPR course. And he looks at me and then just goes, no. And then sure enough, I think it took about an inning and a half for the EMTs, because you know, those baseball games, they have like one city EMT on. So it took about an inning and a half for the EMTs to come
from the dugout.
And the guy died, and they didn't. I guess we were sitting far enough away because we were in the upper deck in right field. I had to look up the year, actually. I think it was probably my first year lifeguarding because Ken Griffey Jr. was playing the Reds. So it was it was a big game. Yeah. So anyway, the point was they didn't.
So you let somebody die,
and they didn't even announce the death. Like I checked the newspapers the next day, like no one even knew. So like unless you were
he's still just sitting there now.
Unless you were sitting in the upper deck in right field. And the second inning of like that Cincinnati Reds and Mets game in 2000, like you have no idea, a man just like dropped dead of a heart attack at like the top of the upper deck stairs. Yeah.
So this proves my theory, like that
nobody is giving CPR without a mask.
Yeah, yes. Nobody is.
But I think that went back. That was 21 years ago. So I'm pretty sure it wasn't coronavirus that ruined people unmaskless CPR.
No. But I'm saying that most situations where there isn't a kind enough stranger who knows CPR would do it if it was, you know, something going on. But
I don't think anyone would. That's what I'm saying. I think considering that I don't
know. I've watched a lot of cops. People do CPR to strangers still. It's a thing. I've watched enough videos in the past 10 years.
I mean, not to get dorky on us, but they're actually saying at this point that the breaths are actually not that important. So they're saying like, if you come across somebody who has a heart attack, you can just pump. So at this point, you really don't even need to give the breaths. You could just go in and these compressions alone are better than nothing. Yeah. So anyway, that was the time I killed a man at Shea Stadium.
Yes, the murder minute. We have the murder minute. This whole entire show. Oh shit.
Yeah. It was difficult. They were like, everybody clap your hands. And we're like mourning. There's like a widow. There's like a widow wearing she has like an ice cream and an upside down Mets cap, like 5 feet away from us.
Did they like start the wave, but there's that one awkward section that isn't going on?
Everyone booed because the guy didn't stand up for the wave.
Fucking Weekend at Bernie's moment.
Boo, boo. Look at this guy not getting up for the Mets. Meanwhile, he's foaming at the mouth.
They shoot a T-shirt at it. Mr. Met's out there with the T-shirt cannon.
Bounces off and falls into the low section. Everyone's booing him.
Oh shit!
There's 2 strikes. Everyone stands up.
They put him on the kiss cam.
Yeah. Why aren't you kissing him? Literally, like he was there so long, they probably would have ran through all those things. Like I'm trying to like they never had the cameras panning the upper deck, but had he died lower in the stadium, there's like a decent chance where like someone came over and like tried to do like trivia with him or something. Like which Met had the most home runs in 1998, and he's just sitting there like vomiting from the mouth, his eyes rolled back in his head.
The commentators are like, the game is so boring, people are falling asleep in the chairs. There he is. Just
the Mets had a pitcher, Steve Traxel, who was like the slowest pitcher in the entire world. So it's like a Steve Traxel day, and no one even knows he died. Everyone thinks he just passed out of exhaustion waiting for Steve Traxel to pitch the ball. Yeah.
God.
Oh, Mike's gonna love this episode. If he gets past the penis enlargement portion, he's gonna love all this Mets talk.
Oh God,
Mike, if you killed a man at Shea Stadium, email us at angryhatemail@gmail.com.
Wait,
if any of our listeners were there that day, some of our listeners might have been there.
Maybe
if you were at the 2000,
if you
Mets
also committed murder by non-participation,
while people who knew CPR sat there and did nothing while eating a hot dog.
Wait, isn't that some kind of a law now? I believe
that was just on Seinfeld. That was like the end of Seinfeld, where like they all went to jail for not helping. That's not a thing.
Yeah, I think that was a thing.
No, that's not.
Well,
the Seinfeld thing.
Sometimes I mix you up with Seinfeld.
Oh yes.
There's very
don't give away my secret identity on the podcast. I mean, incognito. People are gonna come up and ask my autograph now.
No. First of all, if you were Seinfeld, you would be enjoying all the car stuff that I've been doing.
Ooh, teaser for after the break.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I didn't say anything else.
Okay,
your knives sharp.
But before we go into the break, I do have one more segue because we talked about the Mets.
Yeah,
and the Mets GM was just fired for sending sext messages to a woman.
Sexting? How can you get fired for sexting?
So he did it 4 years ago. He was a player developer for the Chicago Cubs, and apparently he got the number of a female reporter. And then he started sending her explicit messages.
First of all,
at one point she stopped responding. So he sent like 62 in a row.
Dick pic.
And then finally he sent a dick picture.
Oh, I was right. I knew it. Do I not predict everything that a guy is going to do with a woman?
So I don't know. It's still unclear to me how the story came out. And I've searched, but as of press date, as of this episode, they haven't shown a picture of the woman. Because I do want to know who's hot enough that
she might be hot. She might actually be really hot. There are a lot of those like young sport, because that's where all the reporters start in.
It said she didn't speak English. And she was a foreign reporter, and so and one of the players finally translated a text to like tell him to stop.
Which country?
So I'm thinking she's probably like Dominican,
Japan,
or some kind of, because that's what someone said, Japan too. But most of the baseball players,
I think it would be Japan.
She's either Japanese or Dominican.
The Japanese love baseball.
Yeah, well, Dominicans though would have most of the players are from Dominican. Anyway, the point is they haven't released who she is, so we don't know how hot she is, but he admitted immediately that he did it, but he claimed that the penis was not his, that it was a stock penis.
Yes. See, if he had the Be Offended Radio brand augmented penis reality app for his iPhone,
what I'm thinking
he would have been
is
in the
they
clear.
fired him because he's a pussy because he sent a penis, a false penis,
a false penile pretense.
They did not fire him because of his clear harassment of women, but because he misrepresented his penis.
Well, if he had a really small penis,
a generic stock penis,
is that one of those lose-lose situations? Like if he had a really big penis, like he just would have been fucked anyway from the lawsuit. But if you have a really small penis, then he would have been laughed at and fucked with the lawsuit. So I think he actually took the upper road by sending the fake penis, because now we will never know. Because we all know what happened with our favorite Anthony, that when you send a dick pic, it matters what the dick pic is, because Anthony Weiner, although like he fucked up, no one made fun of him for his penis size. They just made fun of him for being a freak. So I think this guy took the high road.
He sent the woman, a foreign correspondent who used to cover Major League Baseball, 17 pictures in one burst. The first 15 photos were of a hotel and restaurants. The 16th was a bulge in his pants, and the 17th was a bare penis.
Wait a second. We need to get it. Unfortunately, me being the penis expert, but also the Photoshop expert, I might have to see if there's some shine to see the reflection in the eye of the penis of the real camera.
When ESPN contacted him, he acknowledged the report he had texted and said he had not sent a picture of himself. He denied the explicit picture of himself, calling them joke stock images, and then he stopped declining.
Shit!
You want to do like a visual, like an audit, like a forensic audit to figure out if.
In a previous episode, we talked about how I discovered that a girl was catfishing me because I saw in the reflection of her eyes that it wasn't, the right camera. So
you have to look in the reflection of the pre-cum sticking out of the top of the penis head.
There needs to be identification here, because I confirmed that Ariana Grande was indeed the actual Ariana Grande nude in her nude leaks, even though she denied it. And what else? I don't think I confirmed it on the other one, but it was also what's that actress who's also young and got really screwed over with that? She always trips when she gets awards. What the hell's her name? Jennifer
Lawrence?
Yes, Jennifer Lawrence.
Fappening?
The Fappening. She had photos that were leaked that clearly were her, but then there were some. There were some that were like question marks because it was like her with cum all over her face, and people were like, "Oh no, that's not her." And I said, "No, that's also her," because we matched it up with the same couch threads, the floor, and a pair of panties.
Getting to the truth of the matter.
Yeah, no. If you're gonna lie about something and there's photographic evidence, I will go through it. I will discover the truth. I will find the panties.
So that was in fact Jennifer Lawrence with cum on her face.
No, it was in fact her. She loves
folks, people.
Yes, she loves a good facial. As do we.
I think I need a break. You have to just ruin everything. I don't know how you do it. You have this magical skill.
It's like Joey from Friends, where he turns everything sexual. His bit was they tried to give him something that said grandma's chicken soup, and then Joey said grandma's chicken soup, and then he ruined it. And that's me. That's what I do. And oh
no, my wife's gonna like the podcast.
Oh, good. Put her in. Let her listen to the bit.
We just watched Michael. We gave my wife. We have a new listener.
All right, so that equals out. We still have one listener.
We'll be right back after this.
Yeah. Looking for more talk radio? You can listen to all of Season 2 of The Inappropriate Guys right now on BeOffendedRadio.com. And we're back!
We are back. And I don't have a sound effect for this.
Oh.
But we have breaking news.
Ooh, wait, I have breaking news
concerning Gwyneth Paltrow's vagina candle.
Oh, yes!
Apparently it almost killed a woman in England.
How did we not start with this?
I had too many stories today.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
we have to reorder everything.
Hopefully our listeners made it to part 2 today.
Oh, no.
Because one of our favorite things in the entire world is the Gwyneth Paltrow vagina candle. So apparently a UK woman got one as a joke, as people do, because it's a fucking vagina candle.
It's a vagina candle.
And apparently it exploded in her house.
Now, is there actual details to how it exploded? Was this like a chemical reaction? Was this like an air burst? Like what happened?
It just says, the quote is, the candle exploded and emitted huge flames with bits flying everywhere, the 50-year-old woman told. I've never seen anything like it. The whole thing was ablaze and it was too hot to touch. There was an inferno in the room.
Why do I have a feeling that you could take this completely in context still and it works with her regular vagina?
It could have burned down the place. It was scary at the time, but looking back, that Gwyneth's vagina candle exploded in my living room.
I think. Wait a second. Are we falling for clickbait again? Because we've fallen for the
New
magic.
York Post reporting about an English woman. So I suppose this could be a fake story. But I'd like to think that it's real. And Gwyneth Paltrow's vagina candle almost killed a family in England,
and no one would have given them CPR.
No one would believe them.
Yeah,
they would have arrested somebody for like arson. They're like, I swear it was Gwyneth Paltrow's vagina. And they're like, oh,
this man's clearly on drugs. They put him in the drug tank.
Where's the crack at? Where's the crack pipe? How did you burn your house down with the crack pipe? It was Gwyneth Paltrow's vagina.
Yeah, they were actually making meth. Okay, so there has to be more to this story that we have to dig for. That needs to be like...
There's less enough to the story that I actually think you're right, and I think I fell for fake news.
Fake news. It's got to be the David Copperfield
there's like
impregnation thing.
There's too
little information, because if you are a writer and this story comes on your desk to write about it, you're going to get more details than that. I would show up with a forensic team,
and then the son. It was reported secondhand in the. I think you're right.
Yeah.
Damn it!
God damn it! Fake news again.
It's the same story everywhere, but the stories don't have any more details.
Oh, okay. Yeah, man.
I think you're right.
You know what it really is?
I think it's one of those fake news stories.
It's probably done by her camp. Like I think someone was trying to like either ruin her or boost her up with her candle sales. Maybe her candle sales were slipping. Maybe her vagina wasn't paying the bills right now. And maybe they're going after the pyro.
How much Gwyneth Paltrow vagina can you smell at one time, I guess?
Was it in a confined area and there was like other things around that like, backdrafted?
Yeah, I don't know. I need more details. Yeah.
Maybe there was a lot of like perfume around, and perfume is highly flammable. Maybe that's why. Yeah. Maybe there was
I really wish there were more details, but there's not more details, which makes me think you're right, and this was a fake news.
Is it
story.
England? I have a friend in England. I'm going to get him to investigate this.
Get him to get some details.
Is it close to London? Where is it exactly? Do we know that the
everything's close to London? I think it's just like one city.
England is just London, and then some hills somewhere. Huh. All right. Well, I have a friend. I have a friend in across the pond, as they say.
Oh,
no, it's not the English minute.
You know that my little baby son who goes all the time. He downloaded BritBox on Amazon. All of a sudden, we get like a $7 charge, and we're like, "What the fuck is this charge?" So my wife does like the automatic texting with Amazon. I was like, "Oh, this is your subscription for BritBox." So apparently, my son was playing the remote and downloaded BritBox. I'm like, "What the fuck is?"
Well, maybe we could use it now that you paid for it already.
If anyone wants to watch some British mysteries or dramas, I'll share my my login, I guess, because we're now proud subscribers to BritBox.
Great. So speaking of content, so
words, more words.
I was thinking about like things that cost money to make. Okay, like
everything?
TV shows, like and how
socks. What the fuck is that?
I'm trying to do a bad segue here.
Oh. Did your back hurt, Joe? Because you're really struggling here,
stretching this one.
Oh my god!
I couldn't figure out
a hernia with this heavy lifting you're doing here, man.
Another country other than England, Japan.
That was like one of my friends. She was like, "You ever notice that like some people are younger than you, but like others are older than you, but some are the same age?" And I'm just like,
what the fuck?
Yes. Like what?
You mean reality?
I'll never forget what her point was, because I was just like, her setup was so ridiculous that I just couldn't, like, I don't think she ever made to her points, but like, this was like this keen observation, which like led her to this epiphany. It's like, oh, you mean like people are all different ages? Yeah. Like, yes, I have noticed that.
Yes.
So anyway, yes, I have noticed that things cost
money to make. Okay. So
everything.
my,
yes.
My
Except
thing
for
was
this podcast. This podcast is free.
So I
There's
was
no
going
money
down
involved in making this.
the porn apocalypse, okay? Because unfortunately, our lovely Pornhub is no longer. It has been taken out to pasture, shot.
Well, you're not verified.
Stabbed, burned, and buried.
It went to that great money shot in the sky.
Yeah. So
it blew its last load.
It blew its last load.
It's its last load. A 21 erection salute.
Yeah. So I was looking down of what was, around and everything. And I started to think about this like porn industry and how it's gotten affected by coronavirus. And I was like, oh, wow, that's probably an industry that's probably gotten really hit, like the legitimate, like Playboy porn versus like the homemade porn. And I got to thinking about like, there's some porn out there that has like high, I would say production value. They have movie sets and they have props and acting and like
white couches.
Yes, and the unfortunate couches.
Which ruins Joe's erection every time.
Can't look at another white couch again. Another leather white couch. And so I was like, okay, there's not a lot of new porn coming out that's like production porn. There's obviously a lot of homemade porn out now, especially, but there's a reduction in professionally made porn. I was like, oh man, it's probably too expensive for them, for the insurance to cover them, because they do have insurance for these porn things. They have to get tested and all this stuff, and so it's probably difficult.
Why would that be worse than the STDs?
Because STD testing is built into their like system already, but now they have to do blood tests because they can't just do swabs because the rapid tests aren't accurate enough. They have to do blood tests, and the blood tests are really expensive, and most of them are delayed. So it prevents
you have a hard penis there, but you can't get it in because you're waiting for your COVID test to come back.
Well, that and it's probably, when they do these porn videos, they do them in rapid succession. So when you see a porn video with the same girl, those were mostly shot in the same day or weekend. And she just went all over LA to like 7 different spots to do all those things at once.
Raw vagina.
Yeah, and that's what they do. So that's how a lot of these videos are made. They prepared all their drugs.
Joe? Like it bugs me.
What? That it's all a lie?
No, that there's no glistening.
No glistening. I don't know.
Yeah, like
I don't know what kind
in,
you're watching. I've seen some glistening vaginas.
No. For the most part, they look very dry, and that always bugs me. And now it makes sense if she's doing like 11 in a weekend. But a lot of times they have that.
That's why they do the cutaway for the lube. All of a sudden,
there's no moisture. There's no like that little sound. It bugs me. I'm just like, you know what? Like, I don't believe she's having pleasure because look how dry that is.
I think we watch such different porn from each other that I would never be able to dock with you on this one.
Are you watching the cannibal porn with Army Hammer?
I only watch.
Is that what you're watching?
Porn. Wet pussy porn is the only porn I can watch.
But Joe, don't make me play the tape. You are on record of hating wet pussy. You are on record of hating wet pussy.
Hate
so
wet pussy.
Don't even fucking pretend like you're watching wet pussy porn, okay? I will stop this podcast right now, and I will reenact the entire.
It all comes back to that episode.
WAP bit, the greatest bit we've ever done. The WAP bit.
Worst
You
bit.
do not like. I said wet ass pussy. You said ew, and then we did an episode with John the Baby Maker, and I said wet ass pussy, and he said ew. So you guys know what I'm talking about. When I'm talking about dry pussy porn, but as a pervert, Joe, cannibalism.
Wait, I was still segueing. That entire thing was just a segue.
Oh my God, this episode's over already. Holy shit. I finished circling. The baby already woke up. I'm already inside the house. You're still segueing. Oh my God.
Okay. So the finish of the segue.
The rapid COVID test came back. The blood test came back already. You're still segueing. Oh my God. The vagina candles burned down the house.
The vagina candle exploded already.
They pulled the body out of Shea Stadium. The EMTs finally made it. You're still segueing. Holy shit.
The segue was...
Well, we get to your point. I'll remember my cannibalism.
Okay, remember your cannibalism. So my point was that Japanese porn is really expensive to make because they have to censor everything. Like when you make a homemade porn video or a regular, like on a movie set porn video, right? You just shoot it. You rapid cut it.
Post-production.
Yeah, you rapid cut it. You slap on whatever royalty-free music you have at the time, and you send it out the door. It's out probably the same day as it happened. But when you watch Japanese porn, like
the comments still being like wiped off, and someone's already like downloading and jerking off in like Schenectady or something.
And like Japanese porn, I've watched quite a bit of it because I was trying to prepare for going to Japan to become
a Japanese porn star.
Yeah,
season 2,
and so I was like, oh my god, what happened to the Japanese porn? It's because they take forever to put all this effort into it.
Jeez.
They have to rotoscope.
We're still watching pre-pandemic porn.
Yes, none of this stuff has been created.
Pixelate every pubic hair.
It's like the Avengers. It takes a long time for all that post-production work. Because they have to rotoscope, and it's like frame by frame. Some of these things, it's so good. It's actually amazing how much.
It really is. Yeah,
like there's not crazy. One frame. It's never like out of sync for a moment.
Yeah, no, they did an episode. There was a dating naked show on VH1.
It's insane.
And did you remember that scandal on VH1?
No, I don't. Actually,
they did a dating naked show.
Me.
And it was like one of the very first episodes, and the lady was a wrestler, like a female wrestler from like Long Island, actually. And she decided like she wanted to like wrestle with a person, and for some reason like they forgot to blur out her vagina and her butthole.
Oh my god!
Literally, it was like gaping butthole on VH1. And I remember watching with she was my girlfriend then, but I'm like, holy shit! I'm like, that's a butthole. I'm like, that's a butthole. And I just remember like I think I might have sent it to you. I think I took a picture of the paused DVR screen and sent it to be like, oh, they just showed like a gaping butthole in VH1. So yes, the answer is you are 100% correct. The amount they have never missed a butthole in Japanese porn. VH1 let a gaping butthole on television.
Yeah, national television.
On a show that wasn't even live. And meanwhile, they have never missed a freaking straight pubic hair in Japanese porn.
Anything. It is a complete mystery of what's going on.
If you need to detail your car, if you need to guess how many nickels are in a
Japanese
jar,
man.
hire whoever does the blurring out on Japanese porn. That motherfucker's got attention to detail.
Yeah, so that was my segue, was that I wonder if these poor people, they're trying to catch up with all their rotoscoping and tracking of all the individual little
every single pubic hair, like a thing of wind blows. And I'm like, no, you're not catching us.
Well, the reason why I thought about it is because I saw this one video where it was like rapid fucking. It was like super fast, like poundage going on, and the blurs in between from frame to frame, it was like, okay, there's hip and then there's vagina, but it was blurred, and then there's hip and there's vagina. It was like each individual frame was like blurred.
As the hip moves in, the blurring.
Yeah. And I was like, this is insane that they have not missed one frame. And at that point, I was just like, all right, well, now this is just the white couch all over again. I'm just like,
can't possibly come to this.
Yeah, I can't possibly come to this. There's no accident. It's like scrambled TV. It's like the almost porn that is, and yeah, it wasn't. So.
Well, I would like Japanese porn if it didn't have all the blurring. Because I feel like
apparently, if you know the name of the title of the movie, they do put out the non-blurred version. You just have to search for it by name.
Oh, okay. Because I have that kind of time.
Yeah.
Well, that's good for our listeners. We did share on the show how you can make the free shipping on Amazon Prime, how you can share with other household members.
Yes, and this is one of the things you can now share with another
helpful way. You
household.
can also find your favorite Japanese porn and then find the uncensored version, so you can see the pubes.
Yes, exactly.
But as our resident
cannibalism
sex pervert, cannibalism, Army Hammer.
Wait, what?
Apparently, Army Hammer has a cannibalism fetish. And this is really big news on the internet right now, is that he apparently has lots of affairs, and he has a cannibalism fetish where he claims to be into cannibalism, and he wants to eat women.
Who is
this?
But
there's no evidence that he's eaten women or killed women or done anything, but apparently he's into
Douglas Hammer.
He's into some
actor. Son of a businessman.
Army Hammer's an actor.
Yeah,
Are you looking up now? Are you learning about this in real time?
I'm literally
Wikipediaing
like, oh my God, this.
Someone's more perverting than you are.
Yeah, he's from California, 6'5".
Now, as a FetLife alumni,
it's in there. Unfortunately,
what can you tell me about cannibalism fetishes?
It is unfortunately a real thing. I don't know anything other than what I have come, breezing by accident. And there's been discussion of such things. Apparently there's some dark web shit where people like sell their body parts or something like that. And that's
a little far. That goes a little far beyond a fetish, I would think.
Yeah, I think, well, it comes down to,
seems like you only do that once.
Yeah, it's no longer a fetish. It's that
becomes like a crime.
Yeah, it becomes a crime against humanity. No, it's a real thing, unfortunately. And I have strolled accidentally by the door when it was ajar and got very scared and scarred for life.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is a big deal. He was supposed to be in a movie with J-Lo and he had to back out of it because
his wife is hot.
Well, apparently he cheats on her all the time.
You know what? She does have that resting bitch face.
Allegedly.
She has a resting bitch face. Yeah, I could see why he cheats on her.
Okay. Oh, maybe he ate her jowls or something. Maybe she used to have
maybe her vagina is not as good as maybe it's never wet. Maybe that's the problem.
Well, yeah.
That's
okay. Yeah, I thought maybe you'd have some insight into this.
I mean, my insight is that I want nothing to do with it. But as far as cannibal, I mean, doesn't it get kind of Hannibal Lecter-ish? Doesn't it get like more towards murder?
Like, is it like, yeah, like it seems very
borderline,
like short sight, like it's a step below like a snuff film. Like it seems very
I think it probably is
to actually like to go through.
Yeah, I think that would probably be part of it. I don't see it.
I don't think he actually wants to kill and eat somebody, but the idea of that just seems very short. It's like a very short term coming. Like we always joke around about like how stupid you feel after you come, let's say like the furries
immediately, immediately.
So like whatever, like sickness. Oh, let's have sex and like whatever it is.
Whatever fucked up thing you want to do.
And as soon as you come,
it's like,
oh boy, I feel a little stupid.
Yes,
like, what am I doing out here? Or
absolutely.
Like, yes, yeah. So it seems to me like a cannibalism fetish would be like the ultimate, like, oh boy, like. Now you don't have like an arm. It's just a little stupid.
I'm going to be shitting weird for a week.
Yeah, like how do I explain like what happened to your arm? Like I went on a roller coaster and stuck it out. Like so like you can only do that once.
From what I would gather, is that cannibalism is the definition of cannibalism eating someone alive, or are they dead? Like, what's the actual definition? We should have an informed.
Cannibalism is eating another human. I don't believe they have to be alive or dead.
Okay, so then I guess
of the same species.
I think
that's the same species
because then
it doesn't matter if they're alive or dead.
So then it's just eating a body part of your same species, which means if you eat like someone's kidneys or whatever that were taken out, that's cannibalism. So maybe he's into just like eating discarded organs, like someone had their tonsils removed and he wants to eat them.
No, he's saying this to the women he's flirting with.
Oh,
like I
think I missed that.
Yeah.
Wait, yeah. Oh, so he's cheating on her and saying that he wants to eat the other women? This is very Dorian Gray times 12. I don't know what, like, this guy is, first of all, he does look like a psychopath. He has that, American Psychopath kind of way about him. So I can see.
Well, he has the worst name ever.
Well, the name does not help either. I think that sets up for a lot of weirdness.
Yeah, I mean, if you told me like there's very few
Mr.
things
Hammer.
I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I wouldn't believe if you told me Army Hammer, like, and then like insert some like really fucked up thing after it.
Yeah.
I'd be like, well, his name's Army Hammer, so it makes sense that he's into those things.
Yeah, he's got
no
to
matter
look
what it
about
is.
him. If you're next to a computer while listening to this, if you Google him, he has that like good-looking psychopath guy look. You know what was the other guy who killed a bunch of women that looked it was a great looking guy.
Jeffrey Dahmer?
Not Jeffrey Dahmer.
Ted Cruz.
Ted Bundy. It had Ted. He's got that Ted Bundy thing about him. Like it's almost a little too good looking in that something else is wrong with. This is why girls are afraid of dating, like because of assholes like this. They ruin it for the rest of us. Listen, I don't
text
want
messages. Screenshots, detailed graph messages where Hammer allegedly called himself 100% a cannibal and said, "I want to eat you." In other texts, Army Hammer said to have sent the woman a number of equally concerning messages. "I need to drink your blood. I crave it." Read one text.
Whoa.
"I need to eat your entire body.
Vampire.
I need to touch every part of you inside and out. I want to bite pieces off of you."
Yeah, no, he's a psychopath. This is not cannibalism. This is this is the Murder Minute again. there's yeah, no, that's a Hannibal Lecter wannabe. I think here's the thing. I think that he has already experienced this with somebody else in his past, and this is him wanting more. He probably has enough money.
He tells one of his kittens, quote, that she will be a slave and talks about cutting off her toes.
Oh, yeah.
"You just live to obey me and be my slave. I will own you. Would you come and be my property till you die?" the text reads. "If I wanted to cut off one of your toes, I'd always keep it with me in my pocket. I always had a piece of you in my possession."
Okay, the FBI needs to raid every place he's ever been to in the past, like, 18 months. Because, yeah, there's definitely some dead hooker somewhere in his, like, stomach. Yeah, that's fucking.
Those are my bones, and if I want to break one to prove it, I will.
Holy fuck!
Toes, and if you need more proof, your fucking neck. "I was starting small," the message thread continues. "Will you tell me what I can and can't break? I will break them all."
What the psychopath? Yeah.
The actor appears to say that he's going to come from the thought of breaking the woman's bones.
He's
wow.
Yeah, that's a murder.
We finally found a sex pervert that goes past Joe's sex pervert.
Yeah.
Do you think he was also banned from FetLife?
I was never banned from FetLife. Oh. I gave up FetLife.
Voluntarily consciously decoupled.
I decided this is not a safe route because I didn't want to end up like him. Being on FetLife can open you up to dangerous things, and I didn't want any part of it. I want to remain pure and
Talking to Page 6, Hammer's latest ex, Courtney Vukovic, stated that the screenshots
who sits in a wheelchair with one leg and
based on experience with a short relationship. "He said to me he wanted to break my rib and barbecue and eat it. He likes the idea of skin in his teeth. I want to take a bite out of you. If I had a cut on my hand, he'd like suck it or lick it. That's about as weird as we got."
Oh my God. He's definitely, mark this episode. He has killed somebody before, or at the very least,
allegedly,
he has purchased somebody's body parts. At the very least, he's paid, or maybe
watched a snuff film or something.
No, not watched. He's made this guy is involved. Like there's some you can tell
allegedly.
You can tell
Joe's opinion only comedy show
comedy. You can tell when someone is on that borderline between liking fucked up things and actually doing fucked up things, because you get kind of that guilty conscious.
Yeah, it seems like it's a little far.
Yeah, no, he's way past that threshold. He's in the I've probably got some doctor friends that discard, surgical body part. Like he probably hangs around. If you find his car, find his GPS device and see the nearest hospital and see how many times he's driven by there. I guarantee
I've
you.
Always allegedly. I've always been I always get a little
I'm coming after him. Come have to be
true crime.
What is
true
his
crime.
name? Army Hammer.
Army Hammer. Dick Unit.
Dick Harry. Yeah.
I've always been a little self-conscious when it came to dirty talk. So yeah, I think you have something there, because like the things he's saying is so
he's ready
because
for
like you
it.
kind of, again, like it's that silliness. Like once you come, you're like, whoa, like maybe we should have worn these outfits. Like it's
maybe I should have
like
given you
so
my financial information.
Deep into it. It seems like there's no self-consciousness. Like
the switch is off. That's it.
Yeah,
it's done.
Okay, so you've heard it here from our resident pervert, our pervert expert.
Yeah, and our murder expert.
Apparently, yeah.
Well, I was talking about you.
Oh, because I killed a man in Shea Stadium.
You killed a man in Shea Stadium. Plot twist. He ate that guy
Ken Griffey
afterwards.
Jr. play for the Reds.
How old was Army Hammer at that time? He's close to our age. He's younger.
Yeah.
Oh God, he's younger than us. Oh no.
That's funny. You know what? I'm thinking back. I remember I was watching the game and I heard somebody be like, "Oh, Dad, can I get $10 for lunch?" The guy wanted $10 for lunch, and then he saw the dead body. He's like, "Oh, never mind." So it makes sense. Maybe that was young Army Hammer.
young Hammer at the Mets game.
Then he saw the dead man. And he was like, "Well, let's eat this." Maybe that's why they didn't put it in the news, because it was like a bite out of the arm. Now, the guy was really fat too. Army Hammer definitely would have had a.
He put him in a fucking giant freezer box. Well, that's one way to end the show. I'm coming for you, Army. I'm truthing you.
You know what? That can be our next season of the podcast. It could be like
true crime.
We'll do like
We're back to true crime.
Yeah, heavily edited true crime with all the sound, and we'll just do
just
a
chase
whole thing
him
about
down.
Army Hammer's victims, and we can find out all the movies and where they were shot. And then we can find out all the women who were missing.
I can't wait. You know what?
Unaccounted for, where he made movies, and then we can do a highly suggested podcast to make it sound like Army Hammer killed all the women in all the cities.
You know what's going to happen, right? They're going to do a Netflix special on this, and we're going to be one of the first people who've ever talked about it, and we get to be on Netflix. We're going to be on Netflix, dude. 2022 Netflix. Here we come.
Oh, no. Netflix is going out of business too, just like Quibi. We were perfect for Quibi.
No, they're going to do the thing about
the sound of Pandora going bankrupt ever since we got on
we bankrupt everyone. They heard we were going to Quibi, they shut it down.
Yeah. Not those guys again.
Not those guys, those assholes. Well, you heard it here first. Even though that's not our tagline, it certainly is true. Our Army Hammer is a psychopath. Allegedly. Joe, they're going to take all that non-sequential bills from you, man. The only money I have is non-sequential. I'm sorry. If you want those serial numbers to line up, it's not your place to steal. Well, anyway, I don't know what the fuck is going on anymore. I'm a little hungry, to be honest.
Oh, okay. Well, call Army up. Maybe he's got a nice buffet you can join. Yeah.
I got a bone to pick with him.
All this cannibalism talk made you hungry, Joe? I don't know. That's a really weird segue. I got to be honest. We just did like 15 minutes on cannibalism. You're like, well, I'm hungry. Show's over.
I haven't eaten dinner yet.
It's time to go eat and jerk off. Cannibalism talk.
Yeah, eat and jerk off. Yeah, no, thank you. All right, well, we've done it. I have not talked about my penis yet, so we can end the episode when we talked about my penis. Mike has now stopped listening. He made it through. And
he won't be able to follow us at Twitter at Be Offended Radio.
Oh, yeah, and Instagram at Be Offended Radio, and everything at Be Offended Radio, because we have taken over the internet. And if you listen to the show, for God's sake, subscribe and send us something. Send us a sign. Put the bat signal up. A liver. Send us something to let us
Army's
know.
Hungry, please.
We need to feed our fellow cannibal. I mean, we just need to know. And that's all. Goodbye.
angryhatemail@gmail.com.
Yes.